All right, getting ready to finish up this Cohiba and this mortal coil. So I had just finished that chugger. Somebody had ordered that. I was working on these and I kind of put them on the back burner. Then some other projects came up, so I'm getting ready to assemble them. So they're pretty much done. The inside's wired up, and I'll show you the inside before I put it together. And the necks are almost done. I have two things to do. I've got to put in the tuners, and I need to put in the string guide. So I use a 0 fret. I just want to talk about that for a second. I use a 0 fret, so you don't really need a string guide. You know, if you're not going to be bending, I guess you wouldn't need to do anything. But if you want it to kind of, the strings to stay in place, then you could just file this string guide down a little bit where the strings make contact with the 0 fret. That's one way to do it. You could order these little string guides and put those on the end. You just have to take that into account when you're building. But what I've been doing here lately is I've been taking these pieces of bone and I add them right here. Now, the thing about these is there's no slots in there, so I have to cut the slots. So I have to figure out where I want them, you know, string spacing, and then I go over to the scroll saw and cut them out, file them down, and get them fitted just right. So that's what I'm about to do. I used to use these for a while, just these wooden string guides, and I would paint them. You know, to match the guitar or whatever, but I decided I wanted to try these bones blanks, and I had a few of them, and I was just kind of scared to use them, I guess, and then finally I decided to go ahead and give it a whirl. So I like the way they look because I think it gives it a finished look up when you look up at the neck of the guitar, but you know, it really doesn't matter. It comes down to preference. So anyway, enough talking. Let me get this done, get these holes drilled, and then I'll let you take a look at the inside of this box. I still have to glue down my wiring, and then be time to put these things together and see how they sound. All right, let's go. I've already wired these up. I need to clean up my wiring and glue everything down so that it doesn't move around in here. But just so you know what we got going on here, this one, obviously there's the 3-way switch. It's got a humbucker, and underneath this is a piezo, so you can see the wire sticking out just past this blue wire here. You can see the wire sticking out. On this mortal coil, same sort of setup. I got the 3-way switch here, and this has 2 top of the box humbuckers. So this is just a wire coming out right there. So same thing, I need to clean those up. Right here, this is just the ground wire that'll go underneath the bridge to ground it. They both have a tone and a volume. I put the jack on this mortal coil up here in the lid. It just made it easier so I can flip this thing over. Boom, done. But I have to clean up the wiring first. On back over here on this Cohiba, I kind of ran out of room. I think on the top you can see here's the input jack, or the jack right here, and the bridge is all the way back here. So I was thinking about where to put the volume, and I ended up splitting it and putting it up top there. So there'll be room right here to push these wires in, and the neck still go in there. So time to glue all this stuff down now and get it looking right so that I can put this thing together. All right. So you always got to take your time to set these things up and make sure they're right. And you notice I just put the strings on here, trying to get it in tune. Hear this? Now watch when I put some. Nice little party trick. So when I was doing the nut here, the string guide, not the nut, my bad. String guide, I didn't get enough downward angle. You need that downward angle. You need to put enough pressure on this 0 fret so that it sounds off like it's supposed to. So I obviously didn't do that. So I need to take this off and take the strings off and do a little more filing on this nut to get it dialed in. But that's one of the things you got to do when you're building these things, is you got to take your time, you got to go through, you got to set them up. So when I build them, whether I'm building them for my site or I'm building them for a customer, I always hang them up after, I get them set up and intonated, and then I hang them up out here, and then I'll pull them down and play them every day, mess with them, and just make sure, that I work all the bugs out of them. Sometimes a couple days before I even put them on the sites, and definitely when someone orders one from me, I want to take a few days just to play it and make sure that I worked all the bugs out. So let me pull the strings off of this and get this fixed. All right. Alright, so I got that little piece fixed. I pulled the bottom string off here, and I just did a little bit of tuning on this string guide. So this thing is tuned up and ready to go, and I'm gonna let you take a listen to it. But before I do, I want to talk about, because I want to talk about this one last. So I want to talk about this other one that I just finished up. And that's this Mortal Coil. Now, both of these have Steve Harvey killer strings on there, which is 42, 34, 24. 42, 34, 24. Now, I already did 2 other Mortal Coils, but this one is different from those. It's got a top of the box humbucker in the neck and the bridge position. It's got a volume and a tone knob and a 3-way switch, and I put the jack up here. Just made it easier for me, right? Just preference. It features locking tuners. It's got the same bone in here. I'd use the 0 fret, but I use this bone as a string guide. Locking tuners, maple neck, walnut fretboard. It's got the marks on, or the fret markers on the side and on the front. Man, this thing is awesome. Sounds really good. I think the same box as those. Those have walnut necks instead of maple necks. And I didn't have to cut as far into the neck that goes into this box as I did those, because I had to make room for the humbuckers. So I think this one has a little fuller sound. It may just be me. I think it has a little fuller sound than those other 2. Sounds really good. Plug it in. Woo, I got a little heat on here. So I got this. The 2 3-way switches on these guitars are turned a little differently. This one is pretty simple because I've got it going like this. So obviously to the front is this pickup, to the back is this pickup, and in the middle is both of these pickups. When you blend these, they all have their uses. There's the front. Oh yeah, I got a little juice on there. There's the back. A little brighter. Blends it pretty good. In the middle. This will probably sound a little better with the slide. Yeah, this thing sounds good. It's gonna be an awesome guitar. This is this has a humbucker in the neck position, and it has a piezo underneath this hardtail bridge. It's got the volume and the tone. I didn't have a whole lot of room left, so I opted to put the tone up top. I typically don't like putting knobs up there, but based on the angle and how short this box is, you're probably right here, so it's not going to get in your way. The jack is in the back here. It's got, that's the other cool thing about it. It has 24 frets, okay? All 24 frets. Because it's a short box, you know, you can get 25-inch scale, all 24 frets. It's got fret dot markers, got nice lock and tuners. Still need to put the hook up there. Maple neck, walnut fretboard. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And then I opted for just one single sound hole. Just figured I'd balance it out, right? Knob, switch, sound hole, right? So let's take a little listen. All right, we're gonna plug this thing in. So the switch on this one, up, I kind of looked as up as the back, so that's the piezo. Hear how bright it is. You can tame it with the volume knob. Oh, I had it tamed with the volume knob. There you go. In the middle, well, let's go down. Down is the humbucker. Man, she sounds good. And then in the middle is both. I think the middle is where it's at. It sounds, it just kind of balances the sound out, I think. please give this video a like. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out.